Hi everyone and welcome to our chapter 5 which is entitled The Transfer of Training. So what will be our learning outcome for today? First is at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to diagnose and solve a transfer of training problem. So here no, when we're talking about transfer of training, may mga certain concerns na dapat nating address para na sa ganon yung transfer of training will be successful. And at the same time, create a work environment that will facilitate transfer of training. Because when you're going to do transfer of training, you have to ensure that the work environment is okay and appropriate for the training that you're going to implement. And at the same time, to explain to a manager how to ensure the transfer of training occurs. Sometimes kasi yung mga managers natin, no, they are not familiar with how to implement no, the transfer of training, which resulted to ineffective results. Introduction. So, transfer of training refers to trainees effectively and continually applying what they learn in training. That includes the knowledge, skills, behavior, and cognitive strategies to their jobs. So, class na meron ang pag-aaral na only 62% no, ng mga empleyado yung nag-a-apply ng kanilang natutunan sa training, no? And every after year, no, nagde-decrease pa to 34%. Okay? Kumbaga, 'di ba nung na-complete nila yung training, 62% no, yung na nag-apply. Pero the succeeding year is bumaba to into 34%. So more than half, 'di ba? So kumbaga mahalaga na ma-implement natin yung transfer of training. Kumbaga, hindi lang natin ma-implement yung training program but also the transfer of training wherein the employees will apply what they've learned. So we also have the generalization which refers to a trainee's ability to apply and learn capabilities, verbal knowledge, motor skills, etc. to on-the-job work problems and situations that are similar but not identical to those problems and situations encountered in the learning environment. So, pag sinabi nating class na generalization, ito yung application nung, yun nga, yung natutunan nilang capabilities from verbal knowledge, motor skills, etc. Tapos, no, uh, pwede rin yung generalization na apply mo siya dun sa on-the-job work problems. Okay? So, kasi dun sa mga training, normally, nagkakaroon talaga ng mga similar, no, but not identical, no, na mga sitwasyon na nakikita natin sa trabaho or sa workplace. So we are trying to imitate or we are trying to deliberate those problems so that in the training program we could able to teach no or train our employees how to solve those problems. Maintenance refers to the process of continuing to use newly acquired capabilities over time. So, pag sinabi nating maintenance pagdating sa training, ito yung parang dapat continue na ginagamit yung natutunan nila. Kasi possible, just like what I mentioned, kung sa first year nga, 62%, diba? Yung after the training program, 62% lang ang nag-apply. Tapos the succeeding year, nagbawasan pa to ng 34%. So, ibig sabihin nun, we really need to maintain so that ma-continue yung use ng newly acquired capabilities. Training design refers to the characteristic of the learning environment, the important features of the learning environment including meaningful material, syempre, opportunities teas to practice, yung dapat ma-practice mo talaga yung what you've learned. Of course, feedbacking or feedback, the learning objectives, the program itself, and the organization and physical features of the training site. So normally, no, in every companies, they try to provide a training room or function room for training purposes. Also, the trainee characteristic. So when you say the word trainee characteristic, it includes the ability and motivation of the trainee. So dito, tinitingnan natin kung may ability na ba yung trainee na natutunan niya from his work or from the past. And then, the training will try to improve it or to add more skills on that person. But of course, there are also aspects of trainee characteristic, which is motivation. So motivation is basically something to do, no, on what is the feeling of the employee towards the training. And of course, work environment. So it includes factors on the job that influence transfer of training, such as manager support o yung suporta ng manager, peer support or suporta ng katrabaho mo, technology support, of course, that's important. The climate for transfer, the overall environment, and the opportunity to use newly acquired capabilities on the job. So, for example, no, climate of transfer. So there might be, an environment where people, no, just choose to do the old ways. Okay, they prefer to do the old ways rather than adopting the new technology or new ways in doing a job. So that's an example of a climate for transfer. So so let's proceed with the figure here, which is a model of the transfer process. So first is the trainee characteristic, which includes motivation and ability. Then, of course, we have the training design, which is to create a learning environment, to apply theories of transfer, and use self-management strategies. And then, of course, we have the work environment that includes the climate for transfer, the management and parent support, the opportunity to perform, and technological support. So all of these variables or these factors is related to the learning retention. When we say the word learning retention, it has something to do on how we could able to retain the knowledge, the skills, and the other aspects of training in an employee. And in terms of generalization maintenance, from the keyword maintain, how could we able to maintain the employees to still apply the knowledge that they learn from the training over time. So there are three theories of transfer of training, okay, and have implication for training design. The first one is the theory of identical elements, no? Then of course we have the stimulus generalization approach and the cognitive theory of transfer. So first is now what is a theory of identical elements? So it proposes that the transfer of training occurs when what is being learned in the training session is identical to what trainee has to perform on the job. Let's say for example, no, let's say the police department or the police, no, they are being taught, no, on how to handle, let's say, no, mga hostage taking situation, if there are rally. So they are trying to be, they have this training session that is identical to that kind of situation. So we also have the fidelity, which refers to the extent which the training environment is similar to the work environment. Like for instance, class, so let's say in an airline company, specifically those who will be future pilot. First is they are being trained on a simulator. Okay, simulator is just like a machine wherein um, they are trying to simulate that they are flying a plane, but it's actually a machine, no? It's not really a real plane. And then once they pass the simulator, they will now be transferring their knowledge in a commercial airplane. Okay, so it means that they are now going to fly an airplane, of course, with the assistance of a an experienced pilot. So the next one is the near transfer. Okay, it refers to the trainee's ability to apply learned capabilities and exactly to the situation rather. Sorry for that. So near transfer is basically, no, kung apply niya mismo, no, na sobrang lapit dun sa work situation na yon, then that is considered near transfer. So let's focus now on the near transfer. Okay? So the program should teach specific concepts and procedures. So for example, no, trainees should be given explanation as to any differences between training task and the work task. So for example, class, no, let's say the police, no, they are being trained how to shoot, no, during their practice sessions. So normally they fire a round of shells, no? Then they empty the shells, no? Empty the cartridges into their hands. And of course, so once they're done, they dispose the empty cartridges into the nearest garbage can. So they repeat it, etc. And then, no, if you're not going to explain that there's no need really, no, in the real situation to, to put the empty cartridges in the nearest garbage can. What if there is a shooting incident and they still apply that habit of putting the empty cartridges in a garbage can? So they might be shot, no, by their enemy, no. So again, no, that is one example of training should be given an explanation that emptying cartridges is not really happening in the true shooting incident, no? But since they need to do cleaning, no, the organization of the practice shooting place, so that's why they need to put the empty cartridges into the garbage can. Trainees should be encouraged to focus only on important differences between training tasks and work tasks. For example, the speed of completion, rather than unimportant differences like equipment with the same features but a different model. So sometimes we have to focus, no, on the task and the training task and the work task, because the training task might be, using different equipment or might have a different table or procedure. So we have to highlight that, okay? So let's proceed now with the third, which is behavior or skills that trainees learn in the program should contribute to effective performance. So dapat is kung ano man yung matututunan ng mga trainees dun sa program ay makaka-contribute yon para magkaroon sila ng effective performance. So we have now the stimulus generalization approach. So when we talk about stimulus generalization approach, it suggests that the way to understand the transfer of training issue is to construct training so that the most important features or general principles are emphasized. The next one is FAR transfer. It refers to the trainee's ability to apply learned capabilities in work environment even though the work environment equipment problems task is not identical to that of the training session. So there are some situations due to limited resources, no. The training session, no, the equipment that was used, okay, and even the problems was not so much identical. But still, they apply what they've learned uh, from the training, no, to the work environment. Let's say, for example, in the training room, since we don't have real products or real customers, we might use the other employee to act as a customer, something like that. So, but of course, in handling complaints, the employee, no, who act as, let's say, a manager, and another employee who as a customer can able to do simulation of the complaint scenario. But still, no, but when you say par transfer, malayo sa training environment yung work environment. Programs that emphasize far transfer should include the following training designs. So the program should teach general concepts and broad principles. So, trainees should be made aware of examples of their experiences that are similar to those emphasized in training so that connection can be made among strategies that have been effective in different situations. So for example, no, may mga trainee kasi na of course they have several trainees, kumbaga meron silang mga experiences, no? And dapat is ma-relate nung training design or nung trainer yung mga experiences nila in connection dun sa training na ini-implement nila, no, so that magkaroon ng mga effective strategies in different situation. The program should emphasize that the general principles might be applied to a greater set of contexts than those presented in the training setting. So dito is, kumbaga, sinasabi natin na yung general principle, these are general guide, no? Pero possible na they could able to customize, no, what they've learned depending on the situation. Kunyari, no, sa paggawa ng letter, 'di ba? We have the heading, the date, the address information, the salutation like the dear, no? Tapos we have the letter body and the closing, 'di ba? So ngayon, of course that is the general principle. Pero for example, no, let's say you have a client that is too informal, no? You might not use those things like heading, date, addresses, no? You might just, send an email trying to, ask the client how is he, something like that. And last time, no, you have a great time, something like that. So again, the parts of the letter, yes, that is the general principle, but once you have a different person, no, once you are faced with different client or even employee, then you might, not use all of those parts of the letter and try to be a little bit informal. So, cognitive theory of transfer. So, the cognitive theory of transfer, the likelihood of transfer, depends on the trainee's ability to retrieve learned capabilities. So, if you still remember, no, in the cognitive ability, we have the verbal comprehension, which is the ability to use written and spoken languages. We also have the quantitative ability, which is something to do with mathematical skills of an employee. Also, we have in the cognitive, we have the, what do you call this? The reasoning ability, okay? Wherein it's the ability to invent solution to a problem. So sabi nga dito, no, this theory suggests that the likelihood of transfer is increased, providing trainees with meaningful material that enhances the chances that they will link that what they encounter in the work environment. So kumbaga, kung ano man yung mga material na ginagamit natin, maybe linked, no, to the work environment. Sabi nga dito, also important is providing the trainee with cognitive strategies for coding, learn capabilities, and memory so that they are easily retrievable. So, siguro example ng coding strategy is yung paggamit ng fire extinguisher, no? Which is the acronym PASS. So, are you familiar with that? The acronym PASS in using the fire extinguisher when we are doing fire training. We have number letter P, which is the pull the pin. Letter A is aim at the base of the fire. Then letter S is squeeze the lever. And S is sweep from side to side. So again, that's how we try to eliminate the fire using fire extinguisher. And during the fire training, this cognitive strategy is being emphasized. And of course, application assignments are work problems or situation in which trainees are asked to apply training content to solve them. So the next one is encourage trainee responsibility and self-management. So according to this, no, self-management refers to a person's attempt to control certain aspect of decision-making and behavior. Training programs should prepare employees to self-manage their use of new skills and behavior on the job. And what does self-management involves? Number one, determining the degree of support and negative consequences in work setting for using newly acquired capabilities. So, ano ba yung magiging supportan ng peers mo, ng managers mo, and what would be the negative consequences na related dun sa newly acquired capabilities. Another one is setting goals, no? You have for using learned capabilities. And then number three, applying learned capabilities to the job. And number four, monitoring use of learned capabilities on the job. And engaging in self-reinforcement. When you say the word self-reinforcement, it means that you're the one, no, who is taking charge of your own improvement. Okay, so that is self-reinforcement. So there are obstacles that inhibit transfer of training. So we have, of course, the work conditions, that includes the time pressure, inadequate equipment, few opportunities to use skills, and of course, inadequate budget. Also, there are lack of peer support, which is discouraging the use of new technology and skills on the job, okay, and are unwilling to provide feedback and see training as a waste of time. And of course, we have the lack of management support, does not accept ideas or suggestions that are learned in training, does not discuss training opportunities, opposes use of skills learned in training, communicates that training is a waste of time, and is willing to provide reinforcement, feedback, and encouragement needed for trainees to use training content. The next one is work environment characteristic that influence transfer. So first is the climate for transfer. It refers to the trainee's perception about a wide variety of characteristic of work environment that facilitate or inhibit use of trained skills or behavior. So for example, no, sa isang airline, no, sinasabi nila no yung business metrics, okay? So doon sa airline na yon is sinasabi nila ano ba yung mga business metrics at ano ba yung mga cost checklist, no? Nang sa ganon, yung mga employee, they could able to know or contribute dun sa pag-abot ng business metrics at sa pagbaba ng cost using that cost checklist. Kasi nga, no, ang bottom line dyan is everyone is responsible in achieving organizational goals na hindi pwedeng presidente lang or manager lang. Dapat kahit yung uh, employee, no, the lowest employee should contribute. The next one is manager support. It refers to the degree to which training managers emphasize the importance of attending training programs and stress the application of content to the job. So for example, no, yung mga convenience store, no, let's say, no, meron tong mga managers, no, meron tong mga managers, and of course, no, as managers, you are in charge of the operation of the convenience store. So here, no, nakakatulong yung mga managers in terms of giving feedback, let's say to the head office, ano ba yung mga kailangan na training ng mga empleyado nila, okay? So that, no, once na na-train na yung mga empleyado nila, they could able to further, no, support and the employees to implement what they learn from the training, okay? And of course, we have the support network. Is a group or of two or more trainees who agree to meet and discuss their progress in using learned capabilities on the job. Maybe for example, yung mga financial advisors like sa ProLife, Sun Life, normally they have support network. They try to discuss ano ba yung naging effective sa pagbebenta ng insurance, no? Ano ba yung mga na-encounter nilang mga objections or problems and how do they overcome that. So that is a support network. And of course, opportunity to use learned capabilities to the extent to which the trainee is provided with or actively seeks experiences that allow for application of newly learned knowledge, skills, and behaviors from the training program. So from the keyword opportunity, ito yung oportunidad na ma-apply mo yung natutunan mo, no? Natutunan mo na capability. So for example, no, in a fast food chain, yung mga bagong empleyado, no? Meron silang parang training progress, no? Saan nagkakaroon muna sila ng parang initial, no? And then, yun ay gagawin ng isang certified trainer. Tapos magkakaroon ng follow-up to see if the things that was discussed, no, during the initial training was improved. And of course, the last part is the certification. It means that the employee has have learned, no, all of the important things about doing his or her job. So, ganun yun. And of course, electronic performance support system or EPSS, no? Or computer applications that can provide as requested skills training, information access, and expert advice. So sabihin na natin, no, sa isang poultry processor, merong mga parang ano din, no, parang maintenance personnel, no? So ngayon, yung mga technicians na yun or maintenance personnel, they know how to troubleshoot the common problems that occur in the poultry processor plant. But there are some instances na that is their beyond their knowledge. But of course, they have common knowledge, diba? So, ano ginagawa nila? Parang yung EPSS is a computer program that gives them the idea na ito dapat yung gagawin mo for this kind of technical problem. Diba? So, yun. Parang naging reference rather than, hiring other people who are an expert of that, then, 'di ba? Para tayo, 'di ba, minsan hindi na tayo nag-hire, no, nanonood na lang tayo sa YouTube, paano ayusin yung sa computer, 'di ba? May mga ganun. So, parang ganun yung ano nun, parang it's a more of technical siya na EPSS na naka-focus dun sa poultry plant na yun or other uh, business units. So, learning organization, these are the key features of a learning organization. Employees feel safe expressing their thoughts about work, about asking questions, disagreeing with managers, or admitting mistakes. Different functional and cultural perspectives are appreciated. Employees are encouraged to take risks, innovate, and explore untested and unknown, such as trying new processes and developing new products and services. Of course, we have thoughtful review of the company's processes is encouraged. Also, learning processes and practices, knowledge creation, dissemination, sharing, and application are practiced. Systems are developed for creating, capturing, and sharing knowledge. And at the same time, managers reinforce learning. Managers actively question and listen to employees, encouraging dialogues and debate. Managers are willing to consider alternative points of view. Time is devoted to problem identification, learning processes and practices, and post-performance audits. And last is learning is rewarded, promoted, and supported.